UCCU Center on the campus of Utah Valley University. We're about 45 minutes south of Salt Lake City, where tonight the Wolverines of Utah Valley entertain the Roadrunners from Bakersfield. Hello again, everybody. Jim McCall along with Matt Peterson. Matt, last regular season game for both these squads. As a former player, what's going through these players' minds now?
Well, I think, this night being senior night, I think that's been preached to them in preparation for this game. I know when I played, Coach Hensiker would always talk about this game is about one thing, and it's going to be about the seniors. So I think every player who plays, everybody who's prepared for this game has that in mind. It's going to be the seniors' last game, and you want to go out and you want to send them out on a winning note and obviously get the victory too. 3
seniors playing their last game tonight for the Wolverines at home. We'll talk more about that as the game goes on. Let's take a look at the WAC standings, though, Matt, because this game, this game's between Bakersfield and Utah Valley. Neither team having a spectacular season, mired near the bottom in the WAC standings. And there's a million different scenarios as to who wins and who loses, not only between Bakersfield and Utah Valley, but between the other teams as to who's going to be seeded where. New Mexico State's the only team that has locked up a seed, and they're number 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's seeding at this point, and you've got one more game before next week starts and your tournament game starts. So you got to get playing well. I've mentioned that for several weeks now. That's what the Wolverines have had to look forward to. They knew they weren't going to be at the top of the regular season, but that doesn't mean they still can't play their best basketball and get them ready for the tournament. And like I said, your last home game of the season, you want to go out with a win.
All right, let's talk about the key players. Not necessarily the seniors tonight, although Mitch is a senior.
Yeah, Zach Nelson, sophomore, a lot of experience from him. He's going to have a big game offensively and defensively. And then a big night for Mitch, a senior, played a lot of games here, played a lot of really good games here as well. So we'll see how these guys do tonight, inside, outside, and on offensive defense. They're going to have a big impact.
Meanwhile, for the Roadrunners of Bakersfield, key players tonight, their top 2 scorers, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Ali Ahmed averaging almost 14 points per game. He's inside, plays the center position, so you might see Zach matched up on him a little bit. Then you have Kevin Mays, who's a junior forward, almost 10 points a game, but as you just mentioned to me, number 1 in the WAC in rebounding. So he's a force inside at both the offensive glass and the defensive glass. Wolverines will have to account for him. The bigs have got to have a great game tonight.
All right, so if UVU is going to win the last regular season game, their last home game of the season, keys to victory for the Wolverines tonight, Matt?
Yeah, I think a lot of things got to go right, but they've got to have ball movement. They're at their best offensively when they're moving, when they're passing, the ball's not sticking in one place. They've got to have great defense, particularly on Ali Ahmed from the get-go. They can't let him get off to a quick start. They've got to have really good shot selection. One thing that the Wolverines have done a good job of is taking good shots and being patient. That's when their successes come on offense. And then they've got to have some bench impact. That's something that we've been calling for all season long. We've seen a few games where the bench has been there, but tonight especially, we've got to get some help off of the bench.
Wolverines and the Roadrunners coming up next. We're going to take a break, then we'll come back with your opening tip and starting lineups first, then your opening tip. That's all coming up next right here on UVU TV.
People talk about college like you're in some kind of bubble. Like there's college, and then there's the real world. Hey, this is UVU. You're not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. This is engaged learning. At the certificate, associate's, bachelor's, or master's level, you're in the real world every day.
Good sportsmanship isn't defined by a scoreboard.
It isn't defined by how high you jump or how fast you can run.
Good sportsmanship is all about character.
It is about doing your best for your coaches and teammates.
It is about having respect for your opponents, the officials, and the fans.
Good sportsmanship is winning with class and losing with dignity.
It's fair play, perseverance, and team spirit.
Good sportsmanship is what unites us.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have another round of applause for our 3 seniors. Fans, get your Minuteman press rosters ready.
coming off the court. One of 3 seniors being honored before this game tips off. Mitch Brunel, Brendan Evans, and Chad Ross. All 3 seniors playing their last game at home in a Wolverine uniform. Always a kind of a mixed emotion time, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you realize that it's coming to an end, and you're however many years you had here are coming to an end. So it's an exciting time because you go on to a new phase of life, but it's a sad time as well because you've got your career ending.
Here comes your Roadrunners starting lineup. Brent Rapp at guard, redshirt freshman, 4 points a game. Javante Maynor at guard, redshirt senior, 9 points a game. Kevin Mays at forward, 6'4". He's the key player, leading rebounder in the WAC. Jalen Arrington, 6'4", redshirt sophomore at guard, 8 points a game. And then Craig Jones, 2 points a game, 6'8", redshirt senior. And your starting lineups for UVU.
UVU Wolverines. At guard, a 6'1" junior from American Fork, Utah, number 2, Marcel Davis. At guard, a 6'4" junior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 3, Dante Williams. At forward, a 6'5" senior from Boise, Idaho, number 15, Mitch Brunel. At forward, a 6'5" senior from Sonora, California, number 20, Brendan Evans. At forward, a 6'7" sophomore from Yuba City, California, number 21, Zach Nelson. The Wolverines are led by head coach Dick Hunsaker and assisted by Curtis Condi, Freddie Owens, and Ben Aird.
Wolverines of Utah Valley. Brendan Evans gets the start at center, senior. He started most of the season, then lost that starting role for a while to Boston Gubler, but has reclaimed it. Brendan Evans getting the chance to start as a senior in his last home game here with the Wolverines at center from Sonora, California. So the Wolverines are going to start 2 seniors, 2 juniors, and a sophomore. Meanwhile, the Roadrunners, 2 seniors, 1 junior, 1 sophomore, and a freshman. Redshirt freshman and Brent Rapp. Well, it took us a couple extra minutes to get this one going, but we're finally underway here at the UCCU Center. Thanks for being with us. This one should be a lot of fun. Both these teams looking to salvage a rather disappointing season thus far. It'd be nice to go into the tournament on a winning note for both of these teams. I'm sure that's what they feel.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been talking so much about that lately because that's the thing about a postseason tournament. So, nice shot early on there. Tough defense there from Brendan. Just an over to the top shot by Bakersfield. Good start for them.
Javante Maynor got that one to go. Zach's first touch to the rack. Too hard on the floor. Possession arrow UVU.
And one thing that's interesting about Kevin Mays being the #1 rebounder in the WAC is he's only 6'4". You've seen him defending here on Zach Nelson, and good no call there. But it's not often you see a 6'4" guy leading the conference in rebounding. So tough task tonight for UVU as Brennan Evans with a nice jump shot over the left shoulder.
The senior ties this one up early. Brennan Evans' parents are here. His wife Nikki, his dad actually played ball at Washington State a few years ago. Jones misses this time. Wolverines with the rebound.
Yeah, really good weak side defense coming over the top there. You have a big, if you're fronting inside, you've got to have weak side help. Terrific rotation. Great sign early on. The Wolverines are aware of that pass going into the bigs.
Marcel for three. Bottom. And he's fouled. The three will count. Marcel Davis will be at the line for the very rare 4-point play. Wow, it wasn't much of a foul.
Not much. The referee saw some contact there, but it was a great play run. I think it was Marcel that set kind of the up diagonal screen for Zach to come down. And then you see Brendan there around the free throw line trying to clean up any second attempt by the defender to come up. But a great play because Marcel was wide open, and we don't see many of those, Jim. 4-point plays, pretty rare on the season for UVU.
Marcel Davis with 4. Bakersfield with 2, and this shot will count as well. Brennan Evans fouling Kevin Mays.
Bakersfield so far really active on their screening, coming off of screens, setting screens away from the ball. It looks like they're just trying to get a lot of and create a lot of open space for their offensive guys. And again, Mays with a really strong take.
UVU's lead is 1. Played 2 minutes here in Orem, Utah. Marcel Davis wide open for 3. Bottom again.
And I think that Marcel has been so good this year getting to the rim and driving and penetrating the defense. It expands his game, obviously, when he can make those long 3-point jump shots. A quick 7 points for Marcel.
He's only made 13 3-pointers all season. He's made 2 here in the first couple of minutes. Bakersfield with the miss. Marcel has it stripped out of his hands by Kevin Mays. It'll belong to UVU.
Yeah, and that just makes his driving game all the more lethal and important, because if he can knock down the outside 3, then the defense has to get sucked out and has to guard him beyond the 3-point line, and then he's able to drive.
Ali Ahmed and Tyrell Corbin checked into the game for the Roadrunners. Ahmed, the leading scorer on this team, just under 14 points a game for Bakersfield. 10-second shot clock. Brendan Evans. Arrington with the rebound.
You see inside, Ahmed is posting up. There's a long 3-point shot there for Maynard. Nice play. The Wolverines have to be so aware of where Ali Ahmed is. It kind of sucks their defense in, and you had Javante Maynard coming off perfect in rhythm 3.
Maynard with 5 points. Wolverines lead is just 1 again. Bakersfield comes up with the turnover. Corbin over to Mays. Ahmed, kind of an awkward shot. Wolverines coming back the other way. Davis, pull-up jumper. Brendan Evans kept that one alive.
Yeah, absolutely great play for Brendan.
Zach Nelson, bottom. The Wolverines haven't missed a 3 yet. They're 3 for 3.
And that is a welcome sight. And,
I'll say.
Wolverines have struggled at times. It's probably an understatement this year from the 3-point line, but so far going great.
Well, as a matter of fact, the Wolverines are the last place team in the WAC when it comes to 3-point shooting, just 28% on the season. Our first media timeout. comes at the 15:40 mark. Utah Valley out in front by 4.
You are watching UVU TV.
Just a 4-point lead for the Wolverines of Utah Valley, who've come out smoking, hitting their first three three-pointers. They're 4 of 7 from the floor. Bakersfield 3 of 7, but they've only hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and 5 of their 12 points have come off of second chance opportunities. You mentioned how Brendan kept one of those balls alive and eventually found its way into Zach's hands. And 2 offensive rebounds for UVU. That's sparked their offense early.
These two teams played once already this year, back on February 5th. That was in Bakersfield. Bakersfield jumped out to a huge lead in the first half. Led at halftime 36-27. And the Wolverines chipped away at it. Bakersfield finally ended up winning it by 3 after leading at one point by 19.
Yeah, Bakersfield extending pressure there. Dead ball opportunity. Not really trapping defense, more just man, but see, it slowed UVU down, bringing the ball up and a little bit more time to get into their offense.
Another steal. Bakersfield so fast. Layup that time by Kevin Mays.
And I think when you extend that pressure like they did, you look at their defense here. On their guards, they're pressuring. They're well beyond the three-point line. Their heels are on the NBA three-point line. They're trying to jump into passing lanes, not allow the Wolverines to reverse the ball.
Brendan Evans stripped on his way up. That foul going against Deshaun Richmond.
That's exactly how you beat it, too. You had Tyrell Corbin putting pressure beyond the 3, like we said on Marcel. Marcel simply came to the ball, made a quick back cut, and perfect on-time pass from Zach. If they're going to extend that pressure, those back cut opportunities and chances will be there.
Brendan Evans, 68% free throw shooter on the season. A little rusty.
Let's watch the battle inside here, Jim, for Ali Ahmed. Brendan's been on him. Maybe some switches will get other guys on him, but this possession, he's more on the perimeter. But when he's inside, the Wolverines are fronting, so he's a big body. They're going to be looking to pass that ball, lob that ball inside to him. Double team him too. That time Zach with a nice timed double team.
Ahmed, long 2. Well, we're tied at 12. First tie of this game since it was 2-2. Played 6 minutes. Senior Mitch Brunel, bottom. My goodness. They're 4 of 4 from long range.
Let's keep that going.
Ahmed way outside. Zach Nelson pulls down the rebound for UVU. Marcel Davis off the glass. Great play.
And I think he shows his ability to read the defense on there, because he could have pulled that out, but he did a great job of timing his run, timing his speed to the basket, and a great job of drawing the contact and finishing through the defender.
Davis with 9 points already.
Marcel's come to play tonight. I think that's set the tone so far in the first 8 minutes here.
Long NBA three is just an air ball from Maynard. Davis again penetrates, dishes off Zach this time. Wide open. Bottom. They're 5 for 5.
Yeah, it starts with that push from Marcel in transition. A good dish off to Zach, but Dante in perfect position, set his feet wide open. Those are the shots you love to have.
Biggest lead of the game for either team here in this early going.
And watch for the double team to come over from Zach. Good timing there.
Another NBA three. I'm not so sure that Bakersfield realizes there's 3 stripes on this floor, and it's the green stripe, not the white stripe. The white stripe is the NBA three. The green stripe is the NCAA three. The NBA D-League team played here for many years, and that's why that NBA stripe is out there.
Yeah, you like to get spacing, but I agree, Jim. They're way too far out there. It could have a lot more room if they get closer to the three-point line.
Media timeout. Wolverines leading by 8 here at the UCCU Center.
People talk about life after college, entering the real world. But this is engaged learning. I'm not just reading about it or watching someone else do it. I'm learning by doing. I'm at UVU. I'm in the real world every day.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect,
and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Just before we went to the break, Kevin Mays was the one called for that foul for Bakersfield. It's their third third team foul rather. UVU yet to substitute in this game. Starting 5 so far played the whole way, and dare I say it, knock on wood, they're perfect from 3-point range, 5 of 5.
Yeah, and anybody that can shoot the ball, any team that can shoot the ball this well is going to set themselves up for success. But I think on the year, I don't know if you've mentioned the percentage, but only 29% on the season are the Wolverines. So they can somehow lift, because they do take a lot of threes. Great inbound play there too. Zach Nelson knocking down the jumper. The Wolverines are on fire right now.
10 straight points for Utah Valley. They lead it by 10. Jaden Jackson into the game, first sub for UVU, along with senior Chad Ross inside.
Wolverines doing a lot of switching too, perimeter on their defense. They've got the size, similar defenders. This double team, wow, tough shot there from Ahmed. I mean, you'll take that. I mean, that's an incredible shot coming as the double team came over, turning over this the wrong shoulder there. But I think if you're the UVU defense, you'll give him that, because that was a difficult shot.
First points in 3 minutes for Bakersfield. Nelson. Bottom. I keep thinking I'm going to jinx him. Anything I say is going to jinx him, but 6 of 6.
Well, they're just confident-looking shots too. They're not forced. They're in the scheme of the offense.
The most threes that UVU has made in a game this year, 9. They've done it 3 times, and one of those was against Bakersfield. That was for the game. Ali Ahmed foul this time. Senior Chad Ross getting him on the way up. 10.5 left here, first half. Wolverines out right now by 11.
Yeah, with Ahmed in the game, you're going to see the Bakersfield try and pound that ball inside. And that time, Chad, I'm not sure if he was trying to get around. Obviously got caught behind Ahmed. And I think what Ahmed will see is that if he holds the ball, if he waits with it, he's going to get a double team, and he's going to have to pass out of it. So that time I think he was a little bit more aggressive when that ball went inside. He made a quicker move trying to beat the double team. So we'll see how he handles that, because he knows that the double team's coming.
Ahmed, their best free throw shooter on the season, misses them both. It remains 25-14 Wolverines. Davis. Chad Ross, nice play, leaping up in the air, banging the ball off a Bakersfield defender.
You know, Coach Hensager used to always talk about it. You can tell how much energy and how alive a team is by how aggressive they are on the offensive boards. And, you know, play like that from Chad, you know, shows that they're ready to play tonight, because that's just an all-out hustle play. Nothing more. He has no business coming down with that ball, but hustles his way to it.
Both these teams pretty well rested. They've had a week off since their last game. Davis. Jaden Jackson for 3. Hey, everybody's getting in the game now. They're 7 for 7, folks. Nelson with 2, Davis with 2, Jackson, Brunel, and Williams with 1 each. Contact there. Ahmed holding his head, not happy with the official. No foul called. Nelson traveled. Third turnover for UVU.
Yeah, it's getting physical inside. Ahmed kind of at the half-court line there, talking to one of the officials. Got banged in the eye. Again, it was another double team. Zach coming over, doing a nice job of being physical, not causing a foul, but the physicality caused the difficult shot. You know, and something to be said too, Bakersfield's trying to pound that ball inside. The perimeter defense has been great too. Marcel, Jaden, Mitch has been out there. Dante's been out there. Their perimeter defense has been pretty good so far as well.
You saw Alex Carr checking in for the Wolverines. Marcel Davis getting a breather. Arrington in the lane. He'll shoot a couple. That foul going against Chad Ross, his second.
Yeah, that was a nice drive there from Arrington. I think we're going to see that a lot for the rest of the game, either him and some of the other guys from Bakersfield, where they're going to try and drive, get those screens on the ball, coming off of screens, getting him in rhythm, and immediately turning to go to the basket.
Both teams have put up 14 shots from the floor. Wolverines have made 10 of theirs. Bakersfield's made 6 of theirs. But of the 10 makes for the Wolverines, 7 of them have been three-pointers.
Comes that pressure a little bit more. And Cortez Connors putting full court pressure on Alex. Nice job of handling it there.
Zach Nelson, 3 again. Well,
had to happen sometime.
They're 7 of 8. There goes the whole night. They still only need to make 3 more the rest of the game to set a new season high for three-pointers. Mays backing in. Lost it momentarily. Stripped this time. And I think a foul, a little reach in on Mays. Yeah, frustration foul.
Yeah, terrific defense. I mean, Zach has a size advantage. Nice job of not leaving his feet here. And then you see Mays puts that ball out. way out in front of his body. Zach just simply swipes down on it, but what made that to me was the initial defense of not getting up in the air when there was a shot fake. Zach kept his feet, kept his arms straight up, and stole the ball.
Boston Gubler checks into the game. Chad Ross taking the seat for the Wolverines. Gubler, a freshman from Laverton, Utah. Started the last few games at center for UVU. Good ball movement by the Wolverines.
Thinking the same thing. Love the ball movement.
Bottom. Zach Nelson now with 11 points already. Wolverines 8 of 9 from long range. Still got 7:50 to play first half. Ahmed tied up inside. Possession arrow, Bakersfield.
That's almost been the story of the game so far to me, Jim. That ball goes inside. How they're defending Ahmed, a lot of what they do offensively goes through him. So, good awareness from Zach there. Boston coming over to help.
Back in a minute here at the UCCU Center.
You're watching UVU TV.
I had an idea. Lots of people have ideas. But engaged learning helped me develop my idea and make it real. And now with sales over $1 million, best assignment ever.
Good sportsmanship isn't defined by a scoreboard.
It isn't defined by how high you jump or how fast you can run.
Good sportsmanship is all about character.
It is about doing your best for your coaches and teammates.
It is about having respect for your opponents, the officials, and the fans.
Good sportsmanship is winning with class and losing with dignity.
It's fair play, perseverance, and team spirit.
Good sportsmanship is what unites us.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
Back at the UCCU Center, I'm Jim McCullough along with Matt Peterson. 69% shooting for Utah Valley, and it's raining threes, Matt.
8 of 9. I mean, this is how dangerous the Wolverines can be if they can, make three-point shots, because we talked about it. They're last in the WAC in three-point shooting, 29% on the season. This is by far the best game so far we've seen them shoot. So, what I love, though, Jim, 11 field goals made, 10 assists. They're being unselfish. They're passing the ball, hitting the open teammate. It's not one-on-one basketball. It's team ball, and that's why they're getting great shots.
Meanwhile, Bakersfield, 40%. Shot clock winding up. Barely got it off in time. Wolverines track it down. 2-on-1. Zach, Mitch. Blocked. And a foul somewhere along the way. Up high, looked like Arrington had a hand on the ball.
Nice pass from Zach.
Oh, yeah, body. Sorry.
Body contact.
I'm watching the ball. And
blame that one on the angle that we're at.
Thanks for saving me there, partner.
You're welcome.
Mitch Brunel at the free throw line. Brunel, 71% free throw shooter this season. The computer's faster than I am. It threw that up there before I could say it. It's kind of like I'm redundant here.
It's nice to have. And that was great defense, too. Bakersfield shot clock running down. Last second shot from them. And then converting it, meaning getting the ball out in transition. Zach running the break.
UVU just 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Thank goodness they can shoot long range tonight. 8 of 9 from three-point range. Evidently that free throw is just too close. Ali Ahmed fouled on his way to the hole. He'll shoot a couple. This foul is going to get called against Zach Nelson. 4 team fouls against UVU, 5 against Bakersfield here in this first half. Bakersfield's only hit 1 of their last 7 shots from the floor. They've 3 of 5 from the stripe. Ahmed makes his first one of the evening, 1 of 3 now. Brendan Evans, Dante Williams, Marcel Davis back in. Zach Nelson, Alex Carr round out the 5 on the floor for the Wolverines right now.
And you see Bakersfield making a change on defense. Had been in man, going now to the 2-3 zone. I think they had to make some type of a change. They were getting eaten alive.
From the 3-point range. Dante Williams misses that one. Arrington. Another body check foul. Alex Carr this time.
Yeah, Arrington, lack of matching up in transition there. Not sure who's man or who was responsible there. Saw Alex come over at the last minute, but those are the mistakes that you can't have. Transition defense is not getting back. Allow Bakersfield an easy chance there.
Bakersfield just 4 of 8 from the charity stripe so far.
This defense now, we'd seen man pressure, now a little bit more kind of 2-2-1 type pressure. I bet they'll fall back into their 2-3 zone. So UVU got to stay aggressive. They can't relax, keep trying to penetrate the defense. Great shot last possession against the zone.
Alex Carr for 3. Wolverines now 8 of 10. Zach Nelson that time just had to reach around and foul Craig Jones as Jones went around him. Jones a big kid, 6'8", 235 pounds, redshirt senior from Barbados.
I can see how this lineup, no surprise, Coach Hunsaker bringing in more length here, Zach going to the bench, but this lineup, size-wise, is good for Bakersfield because you have, Craig Jones 6'8", Ali Ahmed 6'9" inside, so, a big lineup, so a lot on the interior defenders for UVU, but, I think Bakersfield will try and pound this ball inside too.
Wow, nice move, quite frankly, from Brent Rapp. Faked everybody out.
Nice job of using that ball fake. Chad Ross got switched off on him because of the pick and roll, the high pick and roll. Seen that a lot tonight, the switching, but that time really one of the first times that Bakersfield's made UVU pay.
Wolverines turn it over. Arrington. Rebound, Brendan Evans, his 4th. Right at 5 minutes left here in this opening half. Wolverines have led by as many as 15. They did trail early 2-0.
Jim, too, it's kind of like a 3-2 zone from Bakersfield because Arrington's really stretched out. So, 3 perimeter guys here.
Davis. Ball on the floor. Look at the hustle from the Wolverines. Shot clock had reset. And I'm not so sure that ball hit the rim, did it?
No, it did not. That's going to be Bakersfield ball. Unless some of the players are saying when Brennan took that ball up, it hit the rim. But I'm with you. I don't think that ball hit the rim. That should have been a shot clock violation.
The officials are going to come over at midcourt and take a look at the monitors. We'll give you a replay as well. There's Marcel Davis.
Oh, it did hit the rim.
Yeah, it did.
I'm mistaken.
Davis' shot hit the rim. So it should be UVU's ball, right? If they roll that replay back far enough.
Yeah, I think there's going to be 9 or 8 seconds from what I saw. 9 or 8 seconds left on the shot clock, but they should reset it, so maybe they'll drop 9 seconds off. Who knows? I didn't think that ball hit the rim from Marcel, but clearly it did.
We'll take one more look at it. Can you tell how much time's on the shot clock? 10 at the other end, 9. So it looks like they should put about 8 on it.
Yeah, Marcel got fouled there too. That was.
Well, they didn't call that.
Didn't call that. Saw that on the replay. Got his arm raked.
So the shot clock should have reset right then.
Yeah, should have reset right then. So, if you figure maybe 10 seconds, at the most 10 seconds run off. So maybe they give them 25 seconds. I'm not sure how they go about doing that, but maybe 25 seconds left.
4.5 minutes on the first half game clock, though. Official coming over to explain to Rod Barnes the ball did hit the rim, and Rod can't believe it.
Makes me feel better that he agrees with me. Well, agreed with me at least.
Yeah, until we saw the replay, we didn't think it hit the rim either, Coach. They're still looking at it for some reason. I think they're looking at the shot clock now.
Yeah.
Or how much time might have gone off.
Looks like they might leave it at 28.
They're just going to let it go from there. 28 seconds on the shot clock. Yeah. UVU basketball. Thank goodness for instant replay, huh?
Makes us look better or worse, depending on how we call the action.
I knew it hit the rim the whole time. Just trying to make the refs look good. Chad Ross for 3. Missed that one. Ali Ahmed with the rebound for Bakersfield.
Good call from Coach Barnes. Good read for his team to go to the zone defense, because it's changed the pace of the game for UVU, slowed them down. They've definitely not kept at the same pace they started with.
Yeah, UVU's missed their last 5 shots. Haven't scored in 3:45. Talk about slowing down the pace. Just stop the pace.
Yeah.
Ahmed inside. Count it. Foul against Brendan Evans. For Brendan, his second personal. So now you got Brendan Evans, Chad Ross, and Zach Nelson all with 2 each. Wolverines 3 big guys, all with 2 each. Which should bring us to another media timeout. Our last one of the first half. Wolverines by 9.
You're watching UVU TV.
Wolverines of Utah Valley, if you joined us late, boy, they jumped out, hit their first 8 3-pointers. They were 8 for 8, or 7 for 7 rather, before they missed one, led by as many as 15. It was 31-16 when that happened, but since that point, 6 straight points now from Bakersfield to draw within 9. And that's usually what coaching staff will shoot for going into the locker room, is just a single-digit game.
Yeah.
Either leading or well, trailing. You'd like to lead by as many as possible, but like to trail by only single digits. Ali Ahmed on the free throw gets it down. 7 straight points now for Bakersfield.
Yeah, from UVU, you'd like to see the last 3.5 minutes here. You'd like to see their offense kind of kick back into gear, get them some momentum going, because they've definitely been slowed down here.
Darius Hamilton forced into action at center. Jumper outside, long 2, Williams.
Really nice dribble, pull-up jump shot there from Dante. confident shot. Bakersfield did a little bit different of a defense here. I'm not sure if it was a 1-2-2 or what they were doing, but good play, good read there from Dante. I'm going to get Marcel with a foul up top here.
3:19 left here in the first half.
Going to put the Roadrunners at the free throw line.
8th team foul against UVU. Things were really clicking along for UVU, but all of a sudden the last few minutes sort of struggling here, Matthew.
Well, I think it's some to the defensive change. The Wolverines have kept their defensive change from the Roadrunners, that is, but Wolverines have kept their defense pretty much the same. I think that's enabled them to keep the lead here. But the offense, when the Roadrunners were man-to-man, the Wolverines had their number, but slowed up a little bit here. But the last few possessions, they've got good shots, good opportunities. They need to stay aggressive.
Wolverines' once 15-point lead is down to 8.
And I used to love playing against the zone because you got shooters, and if you're on fire like this shot from Mitch, nice play there. Darius Hamilton inside got held by Brent Rapp. See this rebound, just a size advantage here. Good position there from Darius.
Rapp's second personal. Hamilton.
Yeah, that's a great flash from Darius. You got to have your bigs active against the zone. The bigs flashing from the weak side diagonally to the post, to the high post, and love the mindset there. Darius knew he was going to shoot that, turned around and knocked it down.
Hamilton's career high in points and rebounds came in that first game against Bakersfield. Each of 6 points and 6 rebounds in that first game. Dante has it stripped away. Officials looking at each other. They're going to give it to UVU. 2:20 left here, first half. Seeding in the WAC tournament will be decided. 3 games going on right now in the WAC tonight.
Darius really active. They're with the charge there, but he's been really active. Love the flashes that he's done. He's made some good passes. Just a little too aggressive here. Definitely a charge.
You agreed with the official?
First time all year, right?
This game just gets better and better. Brent Rapp in a little trouble, gives it over to Mays. Under 2 minutes left. Rapp takes it in and ran into Hamilton, and Hamilton called again. Back-to-back fouls on Darius Hamilton. He's got 2.
And foul trouble starting to mount for UVU. Well, let's check out the replay here, Jim, because Darius does carry some momentum. I think it's fine if you jump straight up in the air, but I don't think he jumped straight up in the air. I think his momentum carried him just ever so slightly into Rapp, and good call there. The tough thing is, Jim, is the foul trouble is not for the guards for UVU. Darius has 2, Brennan has 2, Zach has 2, Chad has 2.
All the bigs.
All the big guys. So that's what Bakersfield's trying to do when you have Ahmed and Jones inside. They've got to have their bigs stay out of the foul trouble.
Jackson's trying to go around Ali Ahmed. Ahmed knows he committed a silly foul, reaching out and fouling Jaden Jackson that time. Ahmed's first foul, 7th team foul against Bakersfield.
Yeah, Ahmed, I think, knew he was in trouble. Bakersfield got caught or was attempting on the perimeter to trap, and Wolverines did a nice job breaking it, working it around into the corner, and that's why Ahmed had to rotate out to Jaden. Unfair advantage there.
I love the fact that Ali Ahmed put his hand up as soon as he fouled. He's from Egypt, and I think internationally they still do a lot of folks still do the old, hey, if you commit the foul, you got to raise the hand to prove it.
Hey, I got it. Yep, let them know.
Jackson makes the first, misses the second. Bakersfield down by 9. And another foul.
You know, Mitch has been matched up and has played on Kevin Mays a lot, but you'll see the replay here.
Jaden Jackson being called for the foul.
Yeah, because Jaden was guarding Javante Maynor, who was coming off of a screen, and they switched it at the last minute. Mitch left Mays because Mays was setting the screen, went out to Maynor, and Jaden got stuck inside there on Mays. I thought he did a good job holding his ground, but a little too much body contact. So what I've seen a lot tonight is a lot of those switches, and Bakersfield struggling from the free throw line, but a lot of switches from different guys on the Wolverines. Sometimes it puts them in a disadvantage like that, where guard guarding a post guy.
Bakersfield has outscored UVU from the free throw line 10-2. Three-pointer, bottom. Dante Williams. He's got 8 points. UVU has hit 9 of 13. It ties a season high.
There's that ball movement too. They're moving the ball on offense. Love to see it. 13 assists for UVU on their 14 shots.
Ali Ahmed climbs up and over.
Ali Ahmed didn't start the game, did he, Jim? He came in a little bit later. He's got 10 points, 4 rebounds. So
only the 3rd game this year he has not started. Bakersfield comes up with another UVU turnover, 6th one of the night.
Kind of a random trap there from Bakersfield. Coach Barnes yelling, "Go trap him," and
they did.
Yeah, they came away with a steal.
Bakersfield going to go for the last shot of this first half. Rapp can't get it down, and that will send the teams to the locker room. 39-29. Wolverines leading by 10. A very entertaining first half. We'll talk about it during our halftime show coming up next.
It all comes down to this. 14 teams battle their way through the bracket for a chance to punch their ticket to the big dance. Be a part of the madness in Las Vegas, March 11th to 14th. Go all in and witness who goes home a champion at Orleans Arena. The 2015 WAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament. Tickets on sale now at OrleansArena.com.
That is not Jim and Matt. That's Tyler and Britton. I'm related to one of those two. The goofy one, evidently.
Getting some airtime.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that our director, Dennis Lisenby, found him in the crowd and said, let's embarrass him to death.
It worked, probably.
Yeah, probably so. No, knowing Tyler, he eats that stuff up. Don't show him again, Dennis, seriously. Wolverines leading by 10 at halftime, 39-29. And Matt, they tied a record. Wolverines hit 9 3-pointers in the first half. That ties their season high for 3-pointers in a game.
Yeah.
And they did it all in the first half.
Yeah, it was fun to see. I mean, everybody loves watching basketball when teams make shots, and the Wolverines were on fire there to start with. They were able to get off to a quick start, spread the game out. It slowed down a little bit, as we said, when Bakersfield went to that 2-3 zone. But for the most part, the Wolverines had a great offensive first half, and I think they had a great defensive first half as well. So all things working together right now.
You see the 3-pointers. I mean, Bakersfield only took 5 3-pointers in the first half. made one. Free throws, 8-point difference there from Bakersfield. Blocks and steals, I'm not so sure had much of an effect on that game in the first half. It was all the outside shooting, and UVU out-rebounded them 19-10. There's a lot of pretty good things that UVU did in that first half.
Yeah.
They led by as many as 15. It got close for a while. Down to 8 at one point, 9. And then they push it back out to 10 at halftime.
Yeah, a couple miscellaneous stats I like to look at. Second chance points, UVU with 10 second chance points, 6 offensive rebounds. The bench came in for 6 points, and again, 13 assists on 14 made field goals. That's great basketball, and we're seeing all the highlights. Watch all these shots. All but one of them that we make are going to be coming from, all of them are assisted. There's just one that was not assisted here, but great overall team effort. Zach Nelson leading the way with 11 points. Marcel, I think, was the key too, starting the game. He had 7 quick points, a 3, and then a 4-point play. But passing and the Wolverines knocking down shots allowed them to build the lead.
Well, you talk about Marcel Davis. There's Jaden Jackson hitting a 3. Marcel Davis had 6 assists in that first half. His career high is 8. He's the #1 assist man in the Western Athletic Conference. Oh, there's a collision you saw between Brunel and Arrington. And then a very nice play there from Brent Rapp. And all in all, like we said before the break, very entertaining first half.
I think the only concern that I have for UVU on defense is the foul trouble that their bigs are in, because Bakersfield is going to pound that ball inside to Ahmed. Initially, to start the game, they did a great job of forming the double team and not allowing Ahmed to score, but he's kind of got a little bit unleashed here at the end of the first half, and that would be one thing that would concern me, is the foul trouble of bigs going into the second half.
Darius Hamilton with 2 fouls, Chad Ross with 2 fouls, Zach Nelson, Brennan Evans with 2 fouls.
Yeah.
Yikes, that could come back to hurt them in the second half.
If they can keep up the shooting, they're going to be in great shape.
Sure. We'll take a quick break. Second half eventually gets your way as we muddle our way through halftime here at the UCCU Center. Wolverines leading by 10.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home of the mighty Wolverines and about 30,000 students. UVU is located in Utah County, near the base of the majestic Mount Timpanogos. Not only is the campus beautiful and extensive, but it's friendly too. Students come to UVU for many reasons. Some like the environment and local culture, while others appreciate the one-on-one support and small class sizes. Whatever the reason, one thing is certain: UVU provides an experience students can't get anywhere else.
I came here from out of state, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's different from home, but I love being here. The environment at UVU is very welcoming, very friendly. I just love being here. It's, I just feel like I fit here perfectly.
As an open admission institution, UVU's structured enrollment policies put students on a path to success. With a unique dual mission, UVU is a vibrant teaching university with accessible community college programs. The university provides a broad spectrum of degrees, from certificate and diploma programs to associate, bachelor, and high-demand master degrees. Active outreach efforts foster local partnerships that benefit both the community and students. At UVU, students are immersed in the academic and practical sides of industry, while unique programs integrate teaching and service learning, giving students a rigorous and well-rounded education. UVU is home to the acclaimed Small Business Development Center and Manufacturing Extension Partnership. With these resources and more, UVU makes a significant impact both economically and intellectually. UVU is known for its ability to connect classroom experiences with professional and civic pursuits. This means students use the theories and foundations taught in the classroom and apply them in real-life situations. Whether a student is an automotive or biotechnology major, by the time they graduate, they'll not only have a degree, but a substantial resume as well. UVU continues to grow and evolve as a world-class student-centered institution focused on engaged learning. From personal financial planning to emergency services, UVU has some of the top programs in the state and nation that prepare our students to enter the workforce.
The exact same software that we would use, that I use at work every day, we use inside the classroom. And the first day on the job, I was able to complete any task that I was given. And I can accredit that to my professors.
We have actually one of the nation's largest software libraries. The main benefit that we find for the students is that they can go out with a really usable skill and actually make an immediate impact in the career or the job of their choice.
Engaged learning at UVU is really significant because working with the staff and also the students, I've had multiple opportunities to go outside of school and go and work on real sets where I got to experience everything firsthand. It's fun to learn the stuff from the books and learn it from the teachers in the classroom, but it's even better when you can get to go out there and experience it for yourself.
Because of this engaged learning model, UVU students have the opportunity to develop strong connections with outstanding faculty and staff. UVU faculty are scholars and professionals in their fields. They are dedicated to sharing their expertise with students and helping them succeed. UVU's expert faculty expect excellence from themselves and their students as they lead the way to academic achievement. The School of the Arts is home to Juilliard-trained faculty and has won several prestigious National Theater Awards at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. UVU's success spans disciplines with the College of Science and Health receiving major grants funding scholarships, and the School of Aviation celebrating its founding more than a quarter century ago. As a Fulbright pipeline, UVU is also bringing international expertise into the classroom and helping students rise to new levels of excellence. In addition to outstanding faculty, UVU recognizes the need to focus on the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM. Qualified graduates are in high demand in these fields, and in conjunction with a statewide initiative, UVU is stepping up to the plate, preparing students to meet the needs of the community and workforce.
I actually didn't know you could do research as an undergraduate until about 6 months ago, and it kind of blew my mind. And it really gives you a different experience, as opposed to the teacher-student in a classic classroom where you're doing a lecture. You really feel like you're part of the research, and you feel like you're a colleague, and you know that when you're done, this isn't just something that's a class project. It's not just a presentation or a PowerPoint or a report. This is something that is actual research that if you put it on your Vita or your resume and you present this to people, this is going to help people in the future. And so it's just the opportunity to do more.
With the help of supportive faculty, UVU students continue to claim top honors across disciplines as they apply new skills and practice their craft. Mechatronics students from the College of Technology and Computing Science brought home national medals, and digital media students received an Oscar nomination for a student animated film. UVU is also home to Utah's only 4-year biotechnology program, as well as the state's first 4-year geomatics degree. UVU's interconnected campus and new facilities such as the Science Building and the Student Life and Wellness Center support students in their educational pursuits.
I walk through the halls and I see President Holland, and he stops and shakes your hand and wants to know how you're doing, and you can tell that the people genuinely care. I don't think there has been a day on campus where I haven't walked through the halls and somebody hasn't handed me a flyer that says, there's an activity going on today and tomorrow and the next day, come to it. And there's activities in the courtyard. There's been movie nights, there's been True Wolverine, there's been soccer games, dances, and every single activity that I go to, you can just feel that people are excited to be there, and people love the college lifestyle and the lifestyle of UVU.
Thanks to the foresight of university leaders, strategic expansion on campus will add more than 425,000 square feet of elbow room to accommodate expected growth and better serve our students. The new classroom building added a much-needed 34 additional classrooms and a 1,000-seat auditorium. With the expansion of the We Care Center, student parents will receive even more support as they work to complete their degrees while balancing family life. The new Student Life and Wellness Building, complete with a reflection center and fitness facilities, provides students with 170,000 square feet for body, mind, and spirit. A university experience would not be the same without the excitement of top-notch athletics. UVU competes in the WAC and is already winning championships. With the addition of an NCAA Division I men's soccer team, the only one in the state, and a coach with Real Salt Lake roots, UVU is poised for success. Beginning a new college experience is exciting, but it can also be an adjustment. At UVU, programs like orientation, freshman convocation, and the freshman reading program make sure students get the best start possible. There's also an abundance of campus life and activities to help students get involved and feel at home.
You feel like you're a part of something bigger than yourself. And the environment here is something that if you're willing to try and you're willing to put yourself out there to make friends, you're going to become part of that UVU environment that's something bigger than yourself. And I know I've said a lot, but I love UVU and I love the environment that's here.
As Utah Valley University continues to grow as a student-centered institution and rise to new levels of excellence, students become part of a supportive university community, committed to enriching lives and preparing students for success. With even more new programs, resources, and facilities slated for the near future, UVU is an institution on the rise.
Wolverines leading by 10 and getting ready to start the second half here at the UCCU Center. We'll leave the Wolverines spreading the love to the families and kids in attendance. Last game of the regular season usually brings out a lot of families to a lot of venues. Coach Dick Hunsaker in his 13th season here at Utah Valley University. 397 wins in his career. UVU will start the second half with possession. Zach Nelson, Marcel Davis, Dante Williams, Brendan Evans, Mitch Bernil. The five who started the first half start the second half.
And let's see how well the Wolverines do if they can continue, because Bakersfield back in a man-to-man. They're not in a zone defense now. This is where UVU really excelled in the first half.
Zach Nelson couldn't handle the pass. A little too hot from Marcel. Marcel Davis in that first half, we mentioned he had 6 assists. 8 is his career high.
Almost had another one too right there.
Ahmed. That time Mays just misses point blank. Way out front, picked up by Ahmed. Three-pointer won't go. Zach Nelson with the rebound.
Great hustle there from UVU. Zach diving on the floor. Everybody going after the ball. Brendan Evans ends up on his back. Great hustle. Zach trailing right into the three-point shot. Great start to the second half, because more impressed with the defensive effort to start than that three from Zach, but he started it and finished it too.
10 of 14 tonight. Mays gets it to go inside.
You know, and this is the strength of Bakersfield, 14 points. So almost half of their points have come inside the paint from Ahmed with 10, and Mays now with 9 points.
Brendan Evans driving in, fouled on his way by Ali Ahmed. For Ahmed, his second personal.
Yeah, I think that will be an opportunity for UVU if Brendan can pull Ahmed away from the basket, force him to guard him. We saw him take a jump shot or two in the first half as Dante gets a wide open three in the corner. But if Brendan can pull the defense out and even attack, force their bigs to guard.
Zach Nelson, bottom again. Nelson has 17 points. He had 26 against Bakersfield the first game. That's a career high. He's got 17 tonight. He's hit 5 out of 6 from long range. And oh, by the way, pulled down 7 rebounds too.
Doing it all. He is definitely doing it all. One of the key players, and he's come to play.
Maynard, high up off the glass, won't go. Brendan Evans pulls that one down for UVU. Nice job. Evans pulling down his 6th rebound.
Why not for Zach? Another one.
Oh my goodness. Zach Nelson is unconscious. 18 of his 20 points have come from beyond the arc.
That's got to be a career high for him, 3-pointers, right?
3-pointers, yes. Still 6 points shy from tying a career high total points. Ahmed and one. Marcel Davis foul.
Yeah, Marcel got called for the foul there. We saw one of the last plays in the first half on defense where Dante got called for the foul. It's just when the ball gets rotated around the perimeter, the defense rotation around Ahmed is just a fraction late, and it's when it gets to the wing, it's a perfect diagonal pass inside. The big is stuck from behind trying to get around front, and the rotation is late coming across. So Ahmed's had a couple of and ones like that.
Dante Williams to the hole and one. You think these guys thought about this game for a week? Because they played horrible against Chicago State last Saturday. Their worst game of the season, quite frankly, in my opinion, and had a week to think about it, and they have come out smoking tonight. Leading by 16.
Yeah, it's fun offense to watch too. I mean, they're doing it from the 3, they're doing it driving like that. The question is, where's this been off? Where's this offense been lately? Because they sure don't look like a team that's struggled like they have from the 3, or scoring the ball too.
Again, UVU came into this game the worst 3-point shooting team in the Western Athletic Conference. Blocking foul inside. Marcel Davis again. Back-to-back fouls on Davis. They're going to say Davis or Dante Williams. Could have sworn he held up. Yeah, they're saying Dante Williams now. Could have sworn the official said number 2.
Put into perspective too, Jim, the Wolverines on the season average 59 points a game. They're already sitting at 50 as you get a nice drive there from Rapp, but they average 59 points per game on the season. We still got 16 minutes left, and offense is firing on all cylinders.
They do now correct that foul. It was indeed against Marcel Davis, his 3rd. Brendan Evans saying, I did not touch it last, but the official said, yes, you did, and I'm the one who counts. Bakersfield basketball. Played right at 4 minutes of our second half. UVU led at halftime by 10.
Great defense from Brennan. He is battling inside on Ahmed, fighting for position.
Mitch Brunel tracks that one down. Brendan Evans inside. Nice positioning. Nice assist from Zach.
Yeah, Zach running the point there. Terrific job. You know, seeing that Ahmed was laying on the floor, he pushed that ball up in terrific pocket, bounce pass right to Brendan.
Hanging jumper good from Richmond.
Bakersfield going back. Here, I can hear Coach Barnes yelling right in front of us, pick up a man, so they're going to go back to the man defense. I thought going into the second half how well the Wolverines were able to adjust to whatever defense it was that was going to be played. They've done a terrific job in the first 5 minutes of matching whatever defense Bakersfield has played.
First media timeout of our second half sees the Wolverines leading by 14 points here in Orem.
You are watching UVU TV.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
You are watching UVU.
Wolverines trying to grab the 5th seed in the WAC tournament that starts Thursday down in Las Vegas. If they are the number 5 seed, they'll play at 2 o'clock. If they're the number 6 seed, they'll play later that evening. There's a good chance that these two teams might just meet again in that first round. It all will depend on how the other games go tonight. And I'm not smart enough to figure out all the tiebreakers, my friends.
Yeah, we were trying to decipher that, weren't we?
Turns out you got to be a lot smarter than I am to figure it out. So I'll just wait till the WAC tells me what time and where everybody plays. That should be later tonight or first thing in the morning. Right now, just under 15 minutes left here. There's a long 2. Again, Bakersfield has put up only 6 3-point attempts this game. They've made just 1.
Yeah, and they average about 17 on the season. So I think it's been a good conscious effort, a lot of focus and concentration from UVU to get their guards off the 3-point line, not allow many easy attempts.
UVU is 12 of 17 from 3-point range. Their best 3-point shooting night by far of the season. Here comes another one. Another attempt. Dante Williams missing that one.
In the offense, Deshaun Richmond has come in, hit a couple jump shots. They might be running him off a couple screens. They do get him the ball. Same play here. He likes dribbling to his left. This time goes to his right.
Draws the contact from Dante Williams, picks up the foul. First foul against Dante, 3rd team foul this half.
It's almost like an isolation play because you had him coming off of the double screen underneath. Kevin Mays inside, not really looking to post up or be real aggressive. So isolation play for Deshaun Richmond, and he's knocked down a couple of jumpers, gets to the line here.
Jaden Jackson comes back into this game, replacing Dante Williams. Point lead for the Wolverines. They've led by as many as 17. Only time they've trailed was 2-0.
Yeah, understated how well the Wolverines have handled the trapping and pressing defense as you get Jaden with an aggressive shot there. Don't mind that at all. But Zach's brought it up. Mitch has brought it up. Alex has brought it up a couple times, so they've done a good job of handling. I can't think of a turnover that they've had against the press in their own backcourt.
Bakersfield starting to heat up. They've hit 4 of their last 5 shots. That time, Rapp got up in the air and came down on top of Zach Nelson. That's the 3rd one on Rapp. Ali Ahmed's already on the bench with his 3rd.
Another quick inbounds pass. Bakersfield's having trouble matching up because, again, another quick inbounds pass to Zach.
Arrington called for the foul. Didn't quite see it there.
Zach's just posting up. The guy guarding the ball, the inbounders, falling asleep a little bit because been some pretty easy passes right to Zach.
21 points for sophomore Zach Nelson. Redshirt sophomore. One of 2 on this team. 22.7 rebounds. Not a bad evening so far. Still got 13 and change to play.
Yeah, and Alex Carr coming in. I think he's a really good perimeter defender. He's matching up right now with Deshaun Richmond. So let's see if they, Bakersfield that is, continue to try and go this offense to Deshaun, and they do. Same kind of isolation play here. Good defense there from Alex.
Rapp can't get it down. Maynard pulls it down, gets it back up and in. Bakersfield trying to claw their way back into this thing. Chad Ross inside. Nothing there. Zach for 3. Unbelievable. 7 3-pointers tonight for Zach Nelson.
He's approaching the school record. We have to check that out to see what that is.
He's hit 7 of 8. He's got 25 points, 1 shy of a career high that he set against Bakersfield earlier this season. This 3 from Bakersfield won't go from Javante Maynard, but he's fouled, so he'll shoot 3 from the free throw line. How many threes did you make it in a game?
I believe the most was 7.
You?
Yes.
You made 7?
I believe so.
You were the 3-point specialist. So this might be the school record that he just tied?
No,
did you hold the record?
No, I didn't hold it. I'm going to look that up, but I know Ryan Toulson had more than I did in a game, so to see what it is, because he's got 7, right? 7 of 8.
Yep. UVU changed web servers over the summer, and they lost some of their longtime stats. I mean, they still have a backup, but they haven't been able to take care of business, so I'm not so sure we can look up the school record for that. We've got the season record, but not the school record.
Yeah, I know Ryan had a game. Ryan Toulson had a game where he had at least 8. I think he had potentially 1 with more, but Zach's in good company.
Well, Toulson, it was like a 4 overtime game or something where he had 62 points.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many threes he had there, but.
Wow, nice assist from Jaden Jackson. Ross can't finish because he was fouled, but he'll shoot a couple of free throws. Foul's going to go against Bakersfield's Deshaun Richmond.
Yeah, really nice pick and roll there. Chad's been working hard inside. A couple good opportunities as he set a screen, rolled to the basket on that. Good job of making himself available.
Wolverines not shooting well from the free throw line. They're 4 of 11. Been outscored by 9 points from the stripe. Bakersfield 13 of 22. They got 4 of 12 now. UVU came in here shooting 70% as a team. In a close game, that's going to hurt you. Right now, they've got a bit of a bulge. 12 minutes left and a 13-point lead. Ali Ahmed inside.
we've seen that play a lot, Jim. You know, fronting from the big guy. The ball is not necessarily a lob pass. That time it was more of a direct pass inside, and the rotation just a little bit late. The pass is getting in there too easily, and Ahmed's punishing the Wolverines in the paint.
15 points. Mitch Brunel for three. Ahmed aggressively pulls down the rebound.
And Bakersfield's hung around, Jim. You know, 11-point game, like you said. The Wolverines have gone on some runs. Here's another easy basket.
5 straight points on this little spurt from Bakersfield. They draw to within 9, and Coach Dick Hunsaker of UVU has seen enough for right now. "11 minutes left."
You're watching UVU TV.
It all comes down to this. 14 teams battle their way through the bracket for a chance to punch their ticket to the big dance. Be a part of the madness in Las Vegas, March 11th to 14th. Go all in and witness who goes home a champion at Orleans Arena. The 2015 WAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament. Tickets on sale now at orleansarena.com.
I don't think of myself as just an undergrad. Okay, so I'm a sophomore, but I'm at UVU where it's all about engaged learning. Leading a project on DNA research, I don't have to wait for grad school to get this kind of experience. As a UVU student, I guess you could say engaged learning is in my DNA.
Minutes exactly left here. Zach Nelson has put on a shooting clinic tonight. 25 points for the sophomore. The Wolverines' lead is just 9, and there's a turnover. As good as they've played, suddenly you get the feeling like, oh my goodness, they just need to hang on here.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a little sloppy on both ends.
All right, technically, this is the media timeout, but since we just took one, we're going to stay here. Yeah, you see it went off Dante Williams last.
And I was just thinking before the action started, I was just thinking how important it is for the Wolverines to respond to this, because you look at it and you see the game and you think that they'd be in control. Talking to radio broadcasters at halftime, you know, the way that first half went, seems like the Wolverines should have had a bigger lead than what they did, and they've been in control because they've been able to respond to any run that Cal State Bakersfield has put on them. So they need to come up with a defensive stop here and get a good confident possession on offense.
Bakersfield has not played that well on the road this season. Of the 16 road games they've played, they've lost 12 of them. They're 4-12 on the road. And UVU, despite a 10-18 record, they're 7-5 here at the UCCU Center this season. As you would expect, most teams play much better at home.
Yeah, Cal State, the Roadrunners have got a lot of production from their bench. Now, granted, a lot of it is because Ali Ahmed didn't start. He's got 17 points, but Bakersfield 22 points from their bench, 6 from the Wolverines. 22 points in the paint, and pounding that ball inside. If there's one thing I think that would really shore up the defense for UVU is their rotations, because so much pressure is put on the big guys to get around and front Ahmed and maybe Jones inside, but Ahmed's the real threat. Those weak side defenders have to be really aware of where the ball is, and they've got to be on time. They did a great job in the first part of the first half of defending that, but getting those baskets inside has really propelled the Roadrunners. You see Brennan inside, how physical he is.
Richmond.
That's his third jump shot, too, from about that same area. He likes going to his left. Every time he's scored, they've got the ball on the right wing and allowed him to get some space, create some offense.
They're going to say UVU basketball.
You know, there's 10 minutes left, a lot of game left. If you're UVU, don't panic. And you know, if you run your offense, you're going to be able to score. So keep your wits about you and just run what got you to this point.
Marcel Davis out there with 3 fouls. Ali Ahmed for Bakersfield with 3. Zach Nelson missing from outside. Under 10 minutes left.
Wolverines, Jim, making an in-possession switch here, going to the 23 defense. They started in man, now 2-3. Great play from Zach, got a piece of it.
Mitch Brunel, pretty quiet night from Mitch. Bakersfield basketball.
Bakersfield, we got their bench just to the right of us. They've come alive here. Led from Coach Barnes and all their players. The Wolverines go back to this 2-3 zone, probably trying to slow down the inside game and probably the play of Richmond his jump shooting.
Just a 7-point lead for the Wolverines, who have led by as many as 17 in this game.
And I take that back. It looks like the Wolverines now in a 2-3, or excuse me, in a man-to-man.
Maynard misses the 3. Mays fights for the rebound. It goes out of bounds. It'll belong to Bakersfield. Well, you can say this about the Roadrunners. They have not gone away. I mean, they were down by 17 points at the 17:35 mark just 9 minutes ago.
Oh, there's Richmond again. Averages only 6 points a game on the season, but ooh, that's 11 points for him. He's really come alive here.
Just a 5-point game. Nelson. Superman has gone cold. For 3. It is 12 straight points for Bakersfield, and it's just a 2-point lead for UVU. Wow.
That 3, excuse me, that's what gives Richmond 12 points. He's been the catalyst, Jim. I mean, you got Ahmed inside with a couple of his baskets, but it's been the jump shooting of Deshaun Richmond, because he's hit 4 jump shots that I can picture, but he's really been the one that's triggered this comeback in my mind, because the defense was so focused on Ahmed that he's taken over. It goes back, Jim, another instance where we say these guys are going to be the key players, and usually they are key, but so often there's one other guy that steps up. Yep. And tonight it's Deshaun Richmond. He has stepped up for the Wolverines.
Yeah, this Deshaun Richmond.
Excuse me, for the Roadrunners. Excuse me.
Richmond averages 6 points a game, Matt. He's got 12 tonight. He did not even play against UVU in the first game.
Yeah. Well, and he's played well. I'm looking more at the Wolverines now, because you've got 8 minutes left, and the Roadrunners definitely have the momentum in the game right now. Need someone from UVU to step up and make a play on offense to break the lull that they're in.
Alex Carr over to Davis. Under 8 to play.
Yeah, Wolverines just way extended here.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Dante will fire a 3.
Wow, big shot there. 2 defenders went to Zach. Dante did a nice job of just spacing. That's the stepping up that has to happen. And I mentioned, great shot there from Dante, much needed. That's so important.
Almost 6 minutes without scoring for UVU, while Bakersfield went on that 12-0 run.
It's a good matchup too. Alex Carr, Sean Richmond, similar size, body type guys here.
Richmond just misses it. Dante trying on the breakaway.
Whoa. Nice play there. So difficult because he had guys coming swiping the ball behind, but outran them all. Dante's stepped up.
He's got 15 points.
Quietly putting together a great offensive game too. Not so quietly now with those last 2 plays.
Foul away from the ball inside. Going to go against Brendan Evans of UVU. For Evans, his 3rd personal. So now you got Marcel Davis and Brendan Evans both out there with 3 each. That'll bring us to immediate timeout. 6:39 left. Wolverines just nursing a 62-55 lead.
You're watching UVU TV.
I hate math. I can't count how many times I've heard people say that. And as a math teacher, I take it personally. So, while working on my master's at UVU, I developed ways to help kids not hate math. Does engaged learning make a difference? You do the math.
Well, it looked for a while like Utah Valley was going to run away and leave Bakersfield in the dust, but Bakersfield, thanks to 55% second half shooting, coming back in this thing. They've outscored UVU by 9 at the free throw line, but we talked about that 3-point shooting for UVU. In the first half, they were 9 of 13. Here in the second half, UVU's cooled off just a bit, just 5 of 10.
I think it was asking a lot, just with the percentages as they were for the year, but asking a lot to keep up the pace. But you'll take 14 of 23. What's more important is they've had big threes at big moments in the game. Dante with that last one, and 6.5 minutes more, hopefully getting some more shots to fall.
Dante Williams blocks the shot out of bounds. Bakersfield basketball.
Terrific defense there. There was help there that came over. Zach, I believe, gave some help, but that was all Dante.
Charge. That time Kevin Mays got going a little too fast.
Watch this as we see the replay.
That was after the dish off.
A little bit late there, but Darius Hamilton with perfect position. I mean, you see Mays almost near the half-court line dribbling the ball down. Darius able to line that up and take it right in the chest.
Coming up on 6 minutes left. Zach for three. Missed this one. 7 of 11 now. And a foul back the other way on Dante Williams. His second. Sixth-team foul against UVU. Bakersfield has been whistled for 6 as well.
I think Dante was in pretty good position body-wise, but you see his left hand coming down clearly on the arm.
Brent Rapp, perfect from the stripe tonight, 3 of 3. Second one also good.
You know, this pressure is not going to let up for Bakersfield as far as, you know, the full court pressure. Seen a couple of the last possessions, you know, Marcel has been denied in the backcourt, and so you see Zach bringing the ball up. Such an advantage when you have a four-man like Zach who can, you know, bring the ball up if they're taking it away from your point guard, like we're going to see right here.
Zach Nelson. Pretty good ball handler for a big guy. Darius Hamilton. Zach Nelson, turnaround jumper won't go. He's fouled by Richmond. For Richmond, his third. Bakersfield in some foul trouble too. Rapp's got 3. Richmond's got 3. Arrington 3. Ahmed 3. Wolverines, Davis and Evans with 3 each.
Yeah, and you're going to see Ahmed coming back into the game as Zach takes his first free throw because too much size for UVU on the court. You've got Darius Goodman in there being guarded by Craig Jones. He's coming out now, but Zach has a size advantage on anybody else. I bet you're going to see Ahmed taking Darius, and, you know, Mays is going to have to guard Zach. And just like on that last possession, Zach has a clear height advantage, and when he gets that ball, it's just simply turning around and shooting it.
Zach Nelson now career high, 27 points in this game, eclipsing the 26 he had against Bakersfield back on February 5th in California.
2-3 zone here for UVU. They've got to make sure that they get out to the shooters. Richmond right here, I think, is the guy that's the threat from the perimeter right now.
Rapp scoop shot won't go. Bakersfield, well, officials haven't called it yet. Now they finally do.
Yeah, that's the right call.
UVU ball. Brendan Evans on the bench with 3. Mitch Brunel, though, very quiet tonight with 3 points, 4 rebounds, but he's worked hard.
Yeah, and he's had, you know, Kevin Mays, I think he's been on him a lot, and he's done a pretty respectable job there. Hasn't been Mitch's night offensively, but he's done other things.
Well, it's been Zach Nelson's night. Under 10 on the shot.
5 seconds on the shot clock.
Dante draws the foul.
We had a perfect angle here. Dante looked like he was going to come off of, but he split the defense there. Get Mays with the blocking foul. Nice job of reading it there from Dante. Had way too much room. Not good on ball or pick on the ball defense from the Roadrunners there.
Mays now with 3 fouls each. 5 players for Bakersfield with 3 fouls each.
And this is the guy that you want at the free throw line too.
Best free throw shooter in the WAC. Dante Williams, 16 points tonight. Dante came in here averaging 10 a game. He had 5 in that first game against Bakersfield.
And when the defense started focusing in on Zach, he's gotten a little cold lately. Dante's been the one to lift the Wolverines on offense. A lot of credit to be given to him.
Back to a 9-point lead for UVU.
As Goes one-on-one isolation play again.
Before the shot, Zach Nelson with the foul. For Nelson, his third personal foul.
Again, I think they called that, didn't they call that on the floor, Jim? They didn't give him the basket.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Didn't see where the foul occurred, but
Richmond makes the front end of the 1-on-1. He'll have another one. That's the first points since that 12-0 run had cut it to a 2-point game.
here comes a trap. Here Coach Barnes yelling about a trap, so he's going to need to use a timeout here.
Dante Williams charges. The bench and the team were all screaming timeout right in front of us, and the ref didn't call the timeout. I heard timeout about 5 times.
Yeah, I thought they for sure were going to take one, but
it's coming. You see Zach Nelson right there signaling timeout.
Timeout.
Mitch Brunel yelling timeout. Dick Hunsicker yelling timeout. Everybody except Dante and the official.
Tough situation there because I had Coach Barnes in front of us yelling. Maybe the officials just didn't hear it, but they had their eyes on the action. 11
turnovers for UVU. And credit Bakersfield, by the way. Just 3 turnovers in the whole game. Hanging jumper outside won't go for Richmond. Bakersfield controls. 3:45 left. Ahmed.
Wow, great defense from Dante to hold his ground and block the shot of Ahmed off the switch. What a play.
Maynard, long 2.
That's a tough shot. I mean, I think you'll give him that. He's fading away. Long jumper. But let's see what Bakersfield does on the trap, or excuse me, on their pressure here, because Coach Barnes will just yell trap and they'll go and trap. Here comes another one.
A little nitpicky Deshaun Richmond foul. I've seen a lot worse than that in this game. But that will bring us to immediate timeout, our last one of regulation anyway. UVU with a 5-point lead right now over Bakersfield. If you joined us late, where have you been? You missed a heck of a D1 college basketball game here. The good news is you still got 3:03 to watch. Utah Valley leading by 5 over Bakersfield. Zach Nelson has tied a school record with 8 3-pointers in this game. On his way to a career-high 27 points for UVU. But the last few minutes, man, it's been Dante Williams.
Yeah. I mean, I said it where, you know, there comes a point when you're the opposing team and you just say, we can't let this guy beat us. But Zach's got some great looks. I think the key play were back-to-back from Dante. The long three that he had on the perimeter on the right side, and then when he got the ball out in transition and finished with the layup, I thought those were key plays to give the Wolverines the advantage.
Marcel Davis misses the free throw. Bakersfield with the rebound.
Yeah, now the key here, you can't give Bakersfield second chance points. They've done a good job so far of blocking out and not giving up second chance opportunities, but whatever shot comes up here from Bakersfield.
Three, missed. Dante Williams, man of the hour.
Just like that, got to come down with the ball. You can't give up another opportunity, and the Wolverines caught a break there because I think Mitch got screened a couple times. Deshaun Richmond with a open three at the top of the key, top of the lane there.
2:25 left. Wolverines burn a little bit of clock. Five seconds to shoot. Brendan Evans went up and over Ali Ahmed, couldn't get it down. Bakersfield looking to cut into this 5-point lead.
Yeah, I wonder where Bakersfield's going to go with this, because got to think that they might try and post that ball up inside with Ahmed. Richmond's been the hot hand. Those to me would be the main two options. And you're going to get the isolation. That's what they're going for right up top with Richmond.
Mays. Wolverine basketball with a minute and a half to play.
Taking care of the ball here is paramount, because Bakersfield are going to step off. I bet you're going to get a screen here, probably from Brendan Evans, going to come up and set an on-ball screen.
5 seconds to shoot. Mitch Brunel. Ali Ahmed with the rebound. Under a minute.
You're going to see so much switching here from UVU too.
This foul going to go against Bakersfield. Deshaun Richmond. His fifth. He's done for the night. 14 points. Going to put Marcel Davis at the free throw line. 47.3 left. We talked about Richmond having such a good game. Came in here averaging 6. He got finished with 14. Yeah. Marcel Davis, though, ice water right there. 10 points to go along with those 6 assists.
And what you have to be aware of, make or miss here from Marcel. Bakersfield's going to look to push this ball, maybe getting a timeout here, but they're going to push the ball. They've got to score, make up a lot of ground, so have to be aware of kind of the shock three coming from wherever on the court. Switch everything on defense, get out to the three-point line.
3-point attempt. Zach Nelson with the rebound, and he's fouled by Arrington. That'll be his 4th foul. Going to put Zach Nelson at the free throw line.
Yeah, and that was picture-perfect defense from Mitch, because he did a nice job of switching, getting out to the three-point line, staying vertical and not leaving his feet on the three-point attempt. Last thing you want to do is put him at the free throw line.
Zach Nelson gets it down finally. He's got 28 points. That's the most points by a Wolverine this season. Mitch Brunel had 27 earlier against Seattle. .29 points, Zach Nelson. 30 seconds left in this one. Brendan Evans trying to draw the charge. Instead, Brendan Evans going to be called for the blocking foul. His 4th personal, stops the clock with 21.4. 8th team foul. That's going to put Jalen Arrington at the free throw line, where he's 3 of 4 tonight.
Brendan took that square on his chest, but just moving ever so slightly. Maybe a little bit more than ever so slightly, but in good position and a nice switch too. I'm really encouraged too, Jim, with what we've seen tonight. You know, still a lot left, a lot of basketball left as you get Bakersfield with the timeout, but I'm really encouraged with what I've seen because, you know, Zach is, you know, probably the best game I've seen him play in 2 years. You tell me your thoughts, but I think it's been, you know, points-wise, obviously his best, but he's also got 9 rebounds and 5 assists. And you have Dante coming on strong, 17 points, Marcel with 11 points. I love what I've seen on both ends of the court here from UVU, and you take it one game at a time, and like you said, these teams may be playing next week. You know, quite possible. So I think more than anything, the Wolverines have gathered a lot of confidence, and you know, knowing that they can play and we can beat anybody that they do play, especially if they get their main guys to play well.
21.4 seconds left in this one. Full court pressure from Bakersfield. Nelson threw it away. Foul on the missed shot. This one's going to go against UVU, Zach Nelson.
Maybe I spoke too soon.
Well, they did burn some time off the clock, if anything.
Yeah, just a slight miscommunication from Zach and Dante. Zach threw it one way, Dante went the other. Or vice versa.
That free throw was good. Cameraman, for some reason, doesn't follow the ball. That's not a UVU TV cameraman, by the way. That's a cameraman assigned to the Jumbotron. Our guys would not have missed that. Bakersfield with the miss, the rebound, driving layup, good. Just a 4-point lead for UVU. 10 seconds left. Jackson double teamed in the backcourt, fouled with 8.7 to play. We'll walk back to the other end. Jaden Jackson will shoot some free throws after Kevin Mays fouled him. 4th foul against Mays. Jackson's 1 of 2 tonight from the stripe. Wolverines have not shot well from the free throw line, 12 of 21. Been outscored by 8 from the free throw line. First one's good. 5-point lead, timeout. Coach Rod Barnes in his 4th season with Bakersfield talked to his Roadrunners. Trailing by 5 with 8.7 left. Both these teams head to Vegas on Tuesday. They'll practice at the Orleans Arena on Wednesday, and then the games start in earnest on Thursday. Western Athletic Conference Tournament.
You know, to finish this game off, Jim, make or miss here, you're UVU. Roadrunners are for sure going to be shooting a 3 or attempting a 3. Well, I shouldn't say for sure, but high likelihood that it's going to be a 3. Do not foul. Get shot pressure up, but no fouling to give them a chance for a 4-point play or put them at the free throw line. That is.
A 6-point lead. Rapp out for 3 with 2.9 to play. It's a 3-point game. Timeout, UVU. Coach Dick Hunsaker wants to set up his squad now.
What an exciting finish.
Wow.
We weren't expecting this. The Roadrunners have fought their way back in, and it goes to show these games take the full 40 minutes. It's hard to close out the games, especially when you're not knowing and going against what Bakersfield is doing on offense. That was a nice play there as you had Brent Rapp just driving as hard as he could and Tyrell Corbin spacing out to the three-point line. But difficult possession here for UVU because who owns the jump ball?
I don't know.
Not sure who owns the jump ball, but
we can't see it from here.
If UVU, or if there is a jump ball and it's Bakersfield, then they get another possession.
See if Nelson can get it in. Get it in. Dante Williams in the backcourt. That's who the Wolverines wanted the ball in the hands of, as he's the best free throw shooter in the WAC. He'll be at the line. That foul coming against Arrington. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 1-and-1. Never mind. Brent Rapp being called for the foul. Not Arrington. Dante Williams with 2.2 seconds left. Dante's got 18 points.
They're going to run the same play. I heard Coach Barnes say.
Timeout by Bakersfield with 0.1 seconds.
You might look at this for clock's sake.
Yeah. Coach Rod Barnes with a little smirk on his face like, are you kidding me? 0.1?
We're going to look at that.
Yeah, the officials.
I mean, there's going to be less than 1 second, clearly. Probably closer to half a second. Because they made 2 passes, and I think there was 2.2 seconds left on the clock.
Still, you're down by 5.
Yeah, you're down 5.
It's a 2-possession game.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The Wolverines, I think, have this one in the bag. Wow, they're going to put, I think, 1.3. Yeah, 1.3. Because there was I said there was 2 passes, but there was just one pass, two people touched the ball, so less than a second ran off the clock there. No, you just hold your hands up if you're UVU. Don't even go near Bakersfield.
Just let them score?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Because even if it's a 2, Bakersfield's out of timeouts here. I think you play defense, but you give them whatever shot they want. Let the time run off.
Rapp will trigger for Bakersfield.
Stepped out of bounds.
Bakersfield steps out of bounds. Just their 5th turnover for the entire game. Team that came in here averaging 12.8 rebounds, and that's how this one, or turnovers rather, that's how this one will end. Wolverines of Utah Valley win it 74-69. A 5-point win for UVU. UVU improves now to 11-18 on the season. And more importantly, they're now 5-9 in the WAC. And I'm not an expert, Matt Peterson, but best I can tell, the Wolverines are in 6th place, and it really doesn't matter what Chicago State does. And by the way, Chicago State will take a real quick look in on their score. They're losing right now by just 2 points.
Wow, that's a close game.
New Mexico State with a 2-point lead over Chicago State. But even if Chicago State wins, my understanding is Chicago State has the tiebreaker over UVU. So UVU would get the 6th seed. Instead of the 5th seed. So anyway, UVU is going to be seeded either 5th or 6th, depending on what Chicago State does. And they've still got 1:11 left in their game. Wow, what a game here, though, Matt.
Well, what a game. I mean, it was a nail biter. We thought at several points the UVU Wolverines were going to run away with it, but Here's a play from Dante this was after the 3 that he made. That was a clutch basket. You got to love what both teams did, because Bakersfield kept fighting. Wolverines kept fighting. It was just a great college basketball game, fun to watch. And, this guy, Zach Nelson, had the game of his career.
Tying a school record with 8 3-pointers, hit 8 of 13. Career high 29 points for Zach Nelson, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Zach just feeling his oats tonight. And really, if the Wolverines start hitting shots like that in Las Vegas, forget the seeding, because anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's been the thing that you and I have talked about, and I've mentioned several times. I think the thing that has held them back has been their shooting. Yeah. I mean, they're great defensively in my mind. I think that keeps them in a lot of the games that they're in. That's won them a lot of games. And if they can shoot like that, absolutely, they can beat any team. I believe that, because they were on fire tonight. They shot 51% from the field, 56% from the 3. Their worst was, from the free throw line, only 64%. But if they can shoot like that and they can defend, absolutely, Jim, anything will go in Las Vegas.
Wolverines close out the regular season with an 11-18 record. Our next broadcast will be a radio broadcast Thursday sometime from Las Vegas. Matt and I will be there. Hey, thanks for being here tonight with us. This telecast produced by students from the UVU Digital Media Department, directed by Dallin Van Blurkum. Produced by Dallin Van Blurkum. Sorry, directed by Dennis Lisenby. Dennis is the one that pushed the wrong buttons all night long. This has been a copyrighted production of Utah Valley University and the Wolverine Sports Network. Dennis, you did a great job. Thanks for being with us. For Matt Peterson, I'm Jim McCullough. Good night from Oro.
You're watching UVU TV.
This copyrighted telecast of the Western Athletic Conference may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the WAC Digital Network.